D.
Oh, boy. These allergies. Have you been dying with allergies? Doesn't pay attention.
I have been dying.
Where's my co-host?
I have literally been.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Dying for, I was looking at my phone just to make sure we're starting this. I have been dying from allergies. I was watching a movie yesterday, and my eye, as I was like watching it, it was like a little itchy, and then a little itchy, and then I got up, and my eye was twice the size.
Yeah.
Of my regular eyeball, and I was like, oh, it's allergies. So I like wiped it off and took a Claritin, and then it was fine.
I went to my friend's going away party because she's moving to Paris, and I was at the field like,
oh yeah, it's bad out here.
I couldn't. These freaking little pollen guys, they like karate chop you in the freaking jugular.
Do you start choking? I start choking.
I'm talking regular, and then all of a sudden,
caught. Yeah.
Everything's all over the place. I'm like, what is this?
I was biking the other day, and it was just like coming into. I could just feel it as I was lip syncing.
You felt it?
Just coming in pollen into my mouth. Yeah.
Coming in pollen.
Pollen in right into my mouth.
Pollen in,
yeah.
coming into your mouth.
You know what happened? You know what happened? We should talk about it.
We really
Since
should.
we're already talking about biking, here we go. We're already 2 minutes into the thing. I should just say the Philippines, Thailand, biking. I'll just say it all so you can get it all off our chest.
Before we go into that,
welcome to the neighborhood.
I'm Cristina Mavronas.
And I'm Gus Constantelis.
And our producer in the back is clapping.
Clapping. He's so happy. We finally did that on a timely manner.
Wow, we just leveled up.
We leveled up. We leveled up. Oh, is your phone ringing or mine?
My phone's ringing.
Oh, it's your phone ringing.
It's my best gay friend.
Oh, it's your best gay friend.
But you are my best Greek gay friend.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to go.
Wow, I actually got an emotion out of Gus.
I think I'm going to go.
Yes,
I'm
he got
hurt.
jealous.
I'm hurt.
Yes.
I'm hurt.
Yes.
No, pick up the phone. Call a little call. No, you don't. No, don't. No, he hung up on you. He hung up on you. I saw that. I'm your only gay friend, D.
Not true.
Not true.
Nope.
How many gay friends do you have?
I know plenty of gays. My neighbor and his husband. I love them.
Okay, are they friends with you?
Yeah.
Are they just your neighbors?
No, we hang, we talk.
All right.
That's nice.
And up the block, I know a couple folks too.
Up the block.
Yeah, I don't want to say who it is.
All right, J-Lo, up the block. Okay.
the
So yeah, I have plenty of gay friends.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Well,
cool.
But you're
All
number
my-
one.
All my friends are gay.
Yeah,
I'm
we know that,
I'm a-
Christina.
I'm a
Even your
little-
boyfriend's gay.
I'm a little.
I'm kidding.
I'm a little fruit fly.
Yeah, you are a little fruit fly. You're a little fruit fly. Let me tell you, I'm a lot of pain today because I don't know. I bruised my rib. I didn't crack
How did you
it.
bruise your rib?
I don't think I cracked it. I don't think anything's broken, but I bruised my rib because I was biking. I was city biking. I was on one of those e-bikes.
First problem.
I was on one of my big bikes, and I saw Google Maps said go straight, so I'm going straight, and I saw what I was approaching look like a curb, but it was slanted, so the bikes can go. You know what I mean? Sometimes they have those. Like how this thing works, like, so it's just a little slanted. So I'm like going towards the slanted curb, and as I start getting closer, it's like one of those like effects where as you get closer, you're like, oh no, it looks different now.
You're like, I fucked up.
I fucked up because as I get closer, I realize that the slant of the curb is like not at all slanty. It's more just like a little slanted, and I like crashed into the curb, fell on the bike, crashed to the ground, and my rib landed on the bike handles as I crashed to the ground.
Pobre malaca.
I know. I also got up and I did that stupid thing where because it's New York, I thought people were gonna be around me, so I got up and I was laughing and I was like, ha! I just fell. I fell.
No one's there. No one was there
around
to witness your pain
no
or the
one
humor.
was around.
No one gave a shit.
No one was around, so I just went back to being in pain. And then I got on the bike, and then as the day progressed, I started feeling a lot worse. And I was like, oh no, I don't feel good.
Regas,
So now I've been-
Nasarotiso.
yeah.
Let me ask you.
Let me ask you.
With these thick glasses, you couldn't see.
Oh, here we go. Wow, she's insulting me. I'm in pain. I'm hurt. I'm injured. What?
He's not number 2.
And I'm her second gay.
He's
I'm not
number
number
1.
two. I'm number 3.
He's not
Number
even.
1.
You're telling me I'm number 3
Yeah, I was gonna say,
gay?
he's not-
I'm number 3 gay. Oh, there's this one, and then there's another one, and
No,
then me.
you are-
or is there 4? Am I 4?
you are my
Is this
num-
MySpace top 8? Is this really MySpace? You're MySpace top 8ing your gays. You're MySpacing your gays. This is
I have
awful.
a lot of gays, and I'm one of the favorites of the gays, okay?
Oh, you know what? You're not my number 1 fruit fly. I'll tell you that much.
This is a lie.
No, my best friend Michael is my number 1 fruit fly.
Yeah, is he
He's a
pinned-
male
is
fruit
he-
fly. That's very rare.
Is he pinned to your top? In
Yes,
your
he is
phone?
pinned to my top. He's the number 1.
Okay, so he's number
He's
one
number
male.
one, you're
He's-
two.
Yeah, but
There you go.
I'm number one female.
And number one female.
Okay,
less.
you're my number one Greek. There's no one else.
No. I want to be your number one gay. I don't want to be your number one Greek gay. I want to be your number one gay. I'm so mad.
Guys, none of you understand the emotions that are happening in
My
me right
rib
now
hurts.
because Gus will never,
I never
show
show emotion. No.
So this right now, I'm gonna bask in it.
I became a way more emotional person ever since I have been, in therapy and I've been working on myself.
And
so-
now you have me as your friend that brings it out of you.
Okay. Good for
I
you.
bring it out of you.
I wish I could turn my neck to look at you, but it hurts too much, and I
Who-
don't even want.
Who's
even give
checking
the
on you at
energy.
7 o'clock in the morning, eh?
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
7:45. That's almost 8.
You know what? I wrote it and then I said, let me relax.
Why are you up that early, by the way? She
I-
texted me at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, "How are you feeling today?" I know it's early. Why are you up that early?
I know, I was like, I know it's mad early because I was getting shit done.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't wake up that early. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. People that try to call me get mad at me because like my phone will go straight to voicemail, and it's like because I have it set to Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, and if it's an emergency, you'll keep calling me and then it'll go through because it takes 3 tries.
Exactly. Two?
Two?
Exactly. On the
Okay, I
second
thought it
one,
was-
I'll pick up. You call me once, and then you send me a voice. They send me like a voicemail or like a text message like, "You're so annoying. You don't pick up your phone." Don't call me. You have to give me a heads up before you call me. Am I wrong? I need a heads up before a phone call.
Depends who it is.
Depends who it is, and it depends on the circumstance. Like today, I cold called you, but we were meeting up, and I wanted to get lunch, so I was like, "Let me just call her."
But you never have to text me beforehand. You're at a stage where you can like FaceTime me right away, and if I'm on the shitter, I'm gonna answer.
No. I don't
You
want.
know
I
what mean?
like a heads up before a phone call. I like a little heads up, so in case I have to pee, I'll get a pee out. In case I need to do what I
Listen.
got to do, I'll get it done. And then
I
I'll
get
call
it.
you.
I get it. But it's also like, I'm going to call you. If you don't pick up, it's fine. You saw my missed call. Call me back or text me. I'm busy. What's up?
But when I see a missed call on my phone, I panic. It's panic mode.
You do pay. Yeah.
I panic because I'm like, what is that? What's the need? What do I? And then I call you back, and you're like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, what do you mean? You called me.
Why are you creating something out of nothing?
Well, this
It's a
is-
missed
This
call.
is exactly what my therapist would say. My therapist would say, well, is there something to indicate that the missed call is more important than it is, or is it just a missed call? And I would say, well, Damon, I shouldn't give his name away. Well, therapist,
Well, Christina.
Christina, yeah. Christina's my therapist and my podcast co-host and my second best friend.
I'm never gonna get the end of it.
Go suck my dick.
All
okay?
right, I will. Will that make you feel better?
No, absolutely not. If you got a hot man to come and suck my dick, then we were talking. Then we'd be
Okay,
talking.
I have homework to do this week.
This week it would no. I'm hot.
fine.
It was not gonna take you a week. It's gonna take at least.
No, I meant this week, the work week.
I mean, again, I'm hot. It shouldn't take you a week, Christina.
Why are you reading into it?
Should only again. This is what my therapist would say.
So-
My therapist would say, "Did Christina say something that was horrible in intent?" And I would say, "Well, therapist, I took it in that way." And he would say, "Well, because you took it in that way, does it mean that that's the truth?" And I would say, "No." And he's like, "And when we use our rational brain," and I'm like, "All right, I'll Venmo you. Let me alone. Leave me alone." I said
man.
something to my therapist last week that was so. I literally heard when I heard it out loud. It's because I've never really said it out loud in that
Oh,
way.
those get you. Yep.
And when I heard it out loud and I saw a little bit of his reaction, I was like, "Oh, you know what? I already know, bitch." I said to him, I was like, "Let me stop you right there. I get it. I know. What was it about? Oh, it was about dating, and I was talking about dating and how on Grindr, there's this new app. There's not a new app. It's this app called Sniffies, and on Sniffies,
Snuffleupagus.
Sniffies is a little different. It's like more like Pokemon Go, where
You
it's just
send in your panties, and they sniff them, and according to the smell is how they decide if they want to hook up with you or not.
that's a brilliant idea.
Because at
That
the
would
end,
be called something like pheromones or something like
that-
pheromone.
pheromone.
But that's a great idea. Anyway, but no, Sniffies is just like it's like Pokemon Go. It's just a map, and then you just go to the guy. There's just like all the guys around you.
Gotta
But
catch 'em all.
People on there, you can just put nudes as your main pictures.
Chlamydia.
Yes, you can just put you can
I'm
put all
going off
that
somewhere else.
information. You're slut shaming. I see what you did. You said chlamydia because you're slut shaming. But on Sniffies, you can just put your nudes, and then you can show your face later. And on Grindr, most people show their face, and then they send the nudes later pretty quickly, but they send the nudes later. Whereas So I was telling him about like on Grinder, I was like, oh, I'm feeling self-conscious on Grinder because I haven't had that much success, and I just feel like blah blah blah, and like this and that, and like Sniffies is fun because you can just post nudes, and like I am pretty confident in my nudes, whereas like I get scared when I show my face because I feel like that's when they're gonna be like, oh no, I can't do this. And my therapist gave that exact reaction, and he was like, is that really how you think about yourself when you're on dating apps? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, wow, you give a lot of power to other people. And that was it. I went silent, and I went silent. I was gagged when he said that. I got gagged. I literally was gagged. I was gagged. My therapist gagged me.
I
in
would
the best
have
possible
slapped
way.
you.
I know.
If I was your therapist, I would have slapped you with
I
my
know.
badofla.
I was like, well, because on Grindr, like if they see my face and they reject me, it's like, okay, well, I know it's my face. Whereas on Sniffies, if they see my body and then they see my face and then they stop talking, I know it's my face. So either way, it comes down to my face. And he was like,
You're so
and
stupid.
he straight up looked at me like the way you're looking at me, and he was like, you give a lot of power to other people. I literally was like, I hear it, I hear it, I hear it, I hear it. And we're good. We don't like. I was like,
pay you double.
I'll pay you double. We don't even need to go into it. I already hear it. It's horrible. It's a horrible way of thinking. I know.
I still have to find a new therapist.
Yeah. You should go to mine.
No, but you talk about me.
I don't talk about you like that much. I don't say
You
anything.
do. You love me.
Oh,
And you talk about me so much.
yeah.
Yes.
All I do. Yeah. I go to every other person in my life and I
Also,
go, you know
I
what
can't.
Christina said today? Give me a fucking break.
You know you do. But by the way, I can't go to your therapist because we work together. We talk about you. We said this. Can't go. But no, my last therapist, I had to say goodbye because, like, I know it's like therapy 101 where you don't really talk about your life, right? But at some point, they might give like a moment to give like an
tidbit.
example,
Yeah.
tidbit. It's also a way of like making you feel connected to them and yada yada yada. But this bitch, a tidbit, my ass. She talked about her whole problems, and I'm looking at the time and be like, well, that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't talk about mine.
That is so funny. I don't know a single thing about my therapist.
I
Other
was
than
like,
one
this
time he
is too
told me he
much.
likes soap operas and Tina Turner. Like, that's it.
Yeah, no, this is I know exactly the problems that she has with her parents.
Oh, no.
How she's raising her son. What her father thinks about what she's doing and what.
If you're my therapist, I don't want to know that you have a child.
You know,
I
so
don't
I
need
was
that
like, am I
information.
getting paid after this session or what? Like, so
Yeah,
so
that's
that's why.
crazy.
And like, I was like, and this is something about me where I was like, all right, be patient, Christina. Maybe they need a minute to adjust.
Well, because you're a people.
And I
Yeah,
kept-
right.
And I kept giving like a beat or two. And then I learned, like after that, I just stopped going. And then I learned about it where I was like, oh, I should have just said it to her.
Yeah.
But I also knew it wouldn't have changed. So I was just like, I'm going to find someone new.
Yeah. Well, me and my friend Lauren figured this out when we were in the Philippines together.
Drink.
There you go. I was waiting for it. We kept joking we were too accommodating. Like we just kept joking. We were like, we're just way too accommodating to people. Like we will let people just like sit in our space and like sleep in our beds and just be like, okay, that's fine. And it's like we're too accommodating.
I also want to say that the drink part came delayed and now I got it.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, it's my ADHD, man. I take things in late.
You really need therapy though.
You know what? I was dating someone and I was talking to a family member of mine who's like therapist and like does a lot of stuff like that. And I was talking to her and I was like, you know, this guy, you know, we were like talking and yada yada, and he was talking about like therapy and like I gave her a situation. And I was like, I didn't know how to handle that. And she looked at me, she goes, Christina, like you want to go to therapy because you know there's parts of yourself that you can better and everything. She's like, there are other people who need therapy. And I think that was like the first I like actually like I sat with that and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this person like truly needed therapy to like create somewhat of like a norm.
Yeah.
Not like I'm eccentric and I have things and like, or I'm battling this trauma and there's like this person, I was like, oh, okay, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone should go to therapy. But if you need therapy, stay away from me. No,
The problem is a lot of people that need therapy aren't self-aware enough to understand that they need therapy.
Yes.
That's the issue.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like every immigrant parent.
But
I really have zingers today. I'm throwing
I
I have
literally
zingers
just
today.
talking to my mom about therapy. And I was like,
what do
remember
your
this
parents think
thing?
about therapy?
Well, yeah. So I was talking to her about something, and I even suggested she should go to therapy just to like. There's a lot, like you know, like our parents were our age during a certain time period where they really couldn't go after their dreams, or they tried or not, or like they have their own shit to deal with while raising kids at like 20-something years
Yeah,
old.
especially when they're annoying like Christina.
Exactly. I'm a big, problem to have.
Just ask my gay friend.
Just who is butthurt, pun intended. That he's number 2, but really he's number 1. Anyway, I digress. So, I was talking to my mom and she's like, yes, therapy is important. And I told her this situation where now they're all seeing it. And I'm like, I was like, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Remember, I told you so 6 months ago? And she's like, Christina, of course, therapy is important. I'm like, so why don't you go? She goes, because it stops working after an AIDS. She's like, when you're young and trying to figure things out, of course. A la metà ta 50, ξεχασέτα.
When after 50, you don't need
After
that.
50, forget about it.
Yeah, that's so funny. My parents were very anti-therapy. Very, very anti-therapy.
Yeah,
it was like
at a young
huge,
age,
huge thing in our
back
family.
in the day, yeah, because I think like especially just immigrants in general, or they think that means there's a problem with you and that's bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm like, you go to the doctor for your heart, you check your blood pressure, you check your eyes. Why can't you check your like psyche? Which is so weird because it's like this is part of like, I don't know, like Greek philosophy and how we move and how we believe, mind, body, and soul. And it's like, but we completely forget that part.
Oh yeah.
Which is so bizarre.
No, yeah, because I was struggling with OCD when I was younger. I had it bad when
Really?
when I was 12. Oh yeah, when I was 12, I had OCD like really bad. I started developing it because if you usually have OCD. And then some trauma develops it. And the trauma was that I moved. And then after that, I started developing all the weird tics. And I started getting obsessed with cleaning. I started getting obsessed with like all these little rituals. It was like all this shit. And I watched this movie where someone had OCD in it. And I was like, oh, I think that's what I have. And then I like Googled it and I was like, oh. And then as high school went on, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And then in college, I had like a weird moment where like I had a panic attack on the subway once, and I like just started going to a therapist. And I knew I had health insurance through the college I was going to, so I literally was just like, I'm gonna go to see a therapist, and I'm gonna go see it without my parents' permission. I'm over 16 now, and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, they don't gotta know.
And I have insurance through the college that I have a full ride to, so I don't give a fuck. They have no responsibility over it.
Is that crazy? Like, I'm not telling my parents I'm going to therapy.
I know.
You're
that was
hiding
the
your
most
therapist from
rebellious thing that I did as a child. The most rebellious thing I did. I didn't do drugs. Like I was not a bad kid or anything. The most rebellious thing I did as a child was go to a therapist in college. For my mental illness, that was debilitating at that point. Like debilitating. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I would like
good for
literally.
you.
I literally at that point. Like, yeah, I was panicking the whole time. Anyway, but. Then it was like this whole big thing because I started getting on anti-anxiety pills for my OCD, and then like my mom hated that, and she was screaming at me and yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling. And then I think after like the 10 years of me like seeing a therapist and whatnot, then she was finally like, oh.
After 10 years.
After like 10 or 12 years of it, she was finally like, all right, push by. Is it good? It's good. You go talk to them? Nice.
That is the line that every Greek parent uses when they realize that the thing that they were against or something
was
that they
never
weren't
that
happy
bad.
was never that bad, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
So there's a pause, a little head bob, and then, okay, push by.
Yeah.
How's it going?
She goes, you know what she would ask me every once in a while, not all the time when I saw her, but every once in a while she would be like, because after the OCD, like I stopped seeing an OCD therapist and I started seeing just a regular therapist, and they were just talk therapy, and she was like, "To depress, push by.
To depress.
The depress. How's it going? The depress. Is the depress going okay?" And that's how she would get me to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm still in therapy," and like blah 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 blah. But that was her way of admitting it, and it kind of felt in a way that it wasn't her being like, "I think therapy is fine and good and right for everybody," but I know it worked for you.
And I'm
curious now about if it would have worked for me in my life. Is kind of how I felt like she was saying it.
Yeah.
But also like I know it worked for you, and so I'm respecting that in a way.
Yeah, no, and that's the
Like
I
I've
mean,
grown enough to respect that.
You can't ask for much. They give you a little something. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my
That's
mom
really
now with
it,
my
yeah.
creative career. She's like, push by.
Yeah. Push by.
In the beginning, she was like,
House-
Christina, you were going to be a doctor. And I'm like, yeah, but now I get to play pretend doctor.
That's exactly what my mom says to me too.
You know, she's like, and now years later, she'll be like, push by, which is cute now. Like my mom would be like, how's the show?
No.
How's the show with Gus?
Τα show push by.
The show, push by.
The show. How's the show going?
How did you and Gus do?
That is so funny. Yeah, that is
yeah.
their way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas my dad is like so like different when it comes to therapy, but even he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even though he needs it more than anybody, I think. My dad had a hard. My dad was in an orphanage when he was a kid.
What?
If anybody needs therapy, it's my father. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, my dad had a hard life. My dad, his parents, he never really knew his dad.
Oni.
Ioannis. Oh, Ioannis. Oh, Yannis. My dad my dad did not know his dad. My dad barely knew his dad. I think my dad only met his father like once or twice in his life because his parents got into
Did he seek your father out, or like did he search for him, or like
I don't know.
You don't
how
know.
it
Okay.
was. It was one of those things. Like I think in his like teens, he saw him once because the mom was fine with it, or my grandma was fine with it. But my grandma like was living in Germany, gave birth to my dad, divorced her husband, fled to Athens, and then abandoned my dad in the orphanage, and then worked in Athens, and then his grandparents came and got him. Wow. And then he was raised by his grandparents. So he wasn't even also his mom, my grandma. When she died, my dad was like, me spent more time with her in her life than I ever did. Ever.
Oh my God.
Like I like the few, like I spent months with her. I spent like a few years and months with her in Greece. And like, that was more time than my dad ever spent with her. Cause she just like wasn't like a mom like that.
Yeah.
Like he needs therapy, the poor guy. We should go take him.
We should.
We should take him.
His therapy is making those jackets.
His what?
The
The jackets.
The
Yeah. Putting the things on the his therapy is going to heavy metal concerts. Yeah. That's his therapy.
AC/DC. I
He gets
would go
crazy.
to a concert
Oh,
with your
he's
father
really
in
fun.
a heartbeat.
Oh, when I went to Springsteen with my dad, it's so fun. He's a riot. He is so fun at concerts. Oh yeah.
You gotta take him out because I would love that.
Well, he's going. Actually, I gotta tell you. Well, I can't say it on here, but for his birthday, he wants to go to Astoria with us.
Let's do it. When's his
Okay.
birthday?
I can't. I don't want to say. I don't want to say all of the details for the podcast.
The date. You can't give me the
I'm
date.
not giving you the date and the details for the podcast. No, Christina.
Everybody, get ready to show
You're-
up.
show up
You're
for
all invited.
Ioannis Kostadelis' 64th birthday party. He's 64 this year.
All right, you'll tell me later. We'll make it nice.
Yeah. My birthday's coming up soon. What are you gonna get me?
You know, I've actually been thinking about it.
Can you keep that Saturday free, the 15th? I
Yes.
don't care about me. Yeah, just keep that Saturday free. I'm gonna do a party.
I don't care about me.
Because on my actual birthday, it's Father's Day, so I don't want really want to do.
You don't want to do
anything.
it on the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
because everyone has fathers.
Everyone has fathers. Well, my father's not here.
Well, then do you want to do something on my birthday, actual day, and hang out?
Yeah.
All right.
I would love that.
Great. Let's hang out.
My father.
What are you gonna get me?
I can't tell you.
Why?
I've actually been thinking about your birthday.
No,
gift.
you have not.
Yes, I have.
No, you have not.
I'm a very thoughtful gift giver.
You are a very thoughtful gift giver. You know who's not really a thoughtful gift giver?
D. I love it.
Our producer. I don't know why.
However, he did do all of this.
Yeah,
here.
he did do the spread today.
You didn't pick up one finger, Gus.
I picked up 5 fingers and I picked up your lunch on the way here. So you're welcome. Venmo me $12. You say yes, so there you go. Pesta. Yeah, so I have a cracked rib and my therapy is going really well. That's what you need to know. I really can't, it really hurts today. I really thought when I woke up this morning it was feeling better. I was like, oh yeah, I think this is fine. And then as the day has gone on.
No, I was like checking in on him. He's like, yeah, I did yoga. I'm like, can you just sit down?
No.
Can you like
That's the
namaste
thing.
on your chair for
That's
a
the thing
few
about
hours?
getting injured or sick that I hate is I have to sit down
I'm
and I
the
don't want
same
to do
way.
it. I don't want to sit down.
My biggest thing is it's like I just want to be able to feel productive. I can't not.
Looking back at my life, the things that I have done when I should not have been doing them is just ridiculous. And every time I'm like, I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to do it again.
And you
And
never
every
know,
time I do
no.
it, even I have to tell you, going from being injured to just doing yoga is a huge step for me. Because if it was 10 years ago, I'd be injured and I'd be at the gym.
You'd be at the gym.
I'd run 10 miles.
Have 5 errands to do.
Yeah, I'd be running around.
Move a furniture piece.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that I actually laid down for 9 hours yesterday, I'm shocked. True.
I'm
And
proud
did
of you.
yoga, shocked. But yeah. I don't know. It's just hard. You can't take a break because you know why? It's the parents. The parents raise us this way. It's
Exactly.
back to these
The
fucking
moment
parents.
you
They
feel like
don't
you're
go to
taking a
therapy.
break
Yeah, you feel
and you're
lazy.
doing nothing, you feel Christos.
Christos. Lazy.
Lazy.
Tebeloskilo.
That's the thing. I've actually had to talk myself into that, being like, Christina, you don't have to be productive 24/7. you know, in order to be like worthy
Yeah.
as a human on this planet.
Exactly.
Like you can just relax.
And just be. You can
Just be.
Yeah. Or as my therapist says, you can just be gentle.
We're Greek. How do we be gentle?
I know, that's the thing.
That
He says
word, I
that
was
to me
like,
every
what?
time. Didn't you see both of us stress out? When I said be gentle, both of us took like a nose breath and we stopped. Like it was like
I got ajna.
It was like
thinking
a-
of that.
we felt our like chest tighten. And that's what happens when I'm in therapy. He'll be like, be gentle. And I'm like, and he's like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't like that.
I often tell my mom, I'm like my mother or with anything my mom does, there's like there's no slow, there's no gentle. She's just gonna like rush and do everything. And I'm just like, I tell my mom to try to be gentle. She's like, Christina, I don't know any other way. And I'm like, this is where I get it from.
That was horrible.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
where I
I
get it
know.
from.
No, I know.
And this is why we get along. We understand each other's lack of gentleness, and we just accept one
very
another.
true. Very
We accept
true.
it. We get it.
And that's why I'm still only her second babe.
I knew it, and this is why I will forever have
God.
this Greek guilt.
Greek guilt. The Greek guilt.
The Greek guilt from him.
Oh my God. I'm excited. I'm going to Greece this summer. And
I'm not going with you.
You better not be going with me. We talked about this, right?
talked
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, we talked about this last time because my grandpa and my uncle and my grandpa, my uncle, and my mom died in 3 separate trips, and then a 4th random person died. So 4 trips in Greece I've been around with
You ain't
someone
gonna
who's
catch
died.
me next to him.
And I'm out of here, yeah. But something really exciting I'm going to do is I'm going to be headlining the Zennikaresi Theater.
Oh, so you did it. You're great.
Oh yeah, it's happening on September 7th. I'm going to be headlining.
I'm so
and
excited.
in Athens on September 7th.
I'll be there.
mean, the ticket
Gus,
link's
I
not
might be in Greece at that
come
time.
through.
I'm most
ticket
likely
links-
be in Greece at that time period too, so we're gonna all link up.
Yeah, the ticket
but
links-
far away from Gus.
Yeah, far. we're not gonna hang out. We're just gonna show. We're gonna be ticket holders. Yeah, exactly. But I'm really excited because it's the first show I'm doing in Greece, and it's big. It'll be like I think it's like a 300 seater or something like that.
This is great. I
So
can't
it'll
wait.
be big. It'll be a big, nice, fun show.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm
it.
excited.
I'm so excited.
The tickets are not up yet or anything, but it is happening September 7th. I'm pumped.
So am I.
I know. It'll be such a weird. I don't know. It's gonna be a weird trip going back.
Yeah.
It'll be like such a flip of
It's
like
it's a total like 180.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go earlier, and I'm gonna go to my mom's village for the 1 year, and then I'm gonna stay in Greece until the show, and then I have a wedding in France. You gonna come to the show?
Yeah, that's what I'm excited.
Are you gonna open for me? Do you want to open? We should open. No, you gotta be in the show, but different green rooms, so you don't die.
Different green rooms,
So you don't die. Yeah. I'm excited. What else is going on with you? We talked about my rib.
Talked about your rib. Jesus Christ, your rib.
So
took
much going on.
Drama. No, I've just been auditioning, which this morning, Jesus Christ, those one-liner auditions.
Oh yeah.
Really freaking kill me, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather have like a whole 3-page scene memorized
Monologue.
and a monologue do within 5 hours than have like that one-liner.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because when you okay, so like let's just break it down for people. When you audition, you get sent like part of the script to read, and you have to nowadays. Back in the day, like
You
10
go
or
in a
15 years ago,
room.
you go in a room and you meet the casting directors and you do it in front of them.
And they
now,
have someone there that would read the opposite role.
right, and you have someone there to help you do a second take, give you feedback, and do a second take. In fact, I feel like most people, because I worked in casting, most people got the gig based on the second take.
Yes.
Because it wasn't about can you do the lines at that point, because everyone's an actor. You do the
it's
lines.
more about like can you take the direction.
And how do you take direction,
Yes.
and how do you apply the direction to the script, right? So it's like now everything is self-tape only. So when you self-tape, you do it at home. No one's doing it. You have to get someone to read, which can be sometimes really annoying. So you need like a second person with you, and you have to film it in a very specific way on your dime and on your money and on your time, even though it's really actually like annoying to do it that way.
Yeah.
And it's like every kind of place has their own different way, and if you do it slightly different, they're going to be like, no, we can't watch this, and then scrap your audition that you spent hours of money and time working on.
And I mean,
it really is frustrating.
No, it really is. And the good
it
thing
is
is
frustrating to be like, well, this aspect ratio is slightly off, we're going to dump this audition.
Yeah,
and they
and-
do that, and it's really frustrating.
Yes, and
but
the good
sometimes
thing
you get
is-
one line, and sometimes you get like pages of dialogue that you have to read. And sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was gonna say, and sometimes like the good thing is like across all casting directors, like there is like a standard.
Yeah.
So like, you won't get that all the time. But then the thing is, it's like, cool. I love being able to be like, I have control over my audition, so I'm gonna do another take. However, what happens is if you really don't have like a good eye at directing yourself as an actor, you can get stuck there for hours.
Yeah.
Doing it over and over and over, and then like paying attention to the things that really don't matter because you're an actor, you're doing this stuff. So you really have to learn how to like direct yourself, how to say like before, like when this first started, like I would do like 7 takes and it would be like the whole freaking day. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I've like gotten better at just directing myself, doing it and being like, boom, that's it. Done.
Submit.
Submit.
Yeah.
I'm done. But these one-liners, man, it's like sometimes, so like you'll get like
Because with one line, you have to convince them that you've like, you know the character,
Setting
you know
the
the script, you
scene.
need to set the scene, you need to be like, you need to kind of create a world around you with one shitty fucking line of dialogue for a shitty fucking CBS show.
You have a
You only
question.
send in 1 take?
Yes.
yes.
That's it,
So
one take.
well, it
They only allow,
depends.
well, sometimes they allow you to send
They-
up
yeah.
multiple, but most likely you're only sending
So
one
like
take.
usually if you have a manager, they'll send you a breakdown, and a breakdown is like the job, the dates, like what they're searching for and stuff like that, like if you're a local hire, et cetera, et cetera. And then in there they'll give some like notes like feel free to improv or like send 2 takes.
Or
like,
don't fucking
or
improv at
don't
all.
improv,
Some places
one
are
take.
really adamant about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I know
like-
CBS was like, do not improv at all.
Yeah, like whenever I do like that kind of stuff, I'm just like boom, that's it.
Even if it's a comedy, they're like, don't you fucking dare change a
Yeah,
word.
if
It's
they
crazy.
like you, they're gonna ask you to do a second round, and then they might be like improv this moment, just to see. But yeah, so those one-liners are just like so difficult.
Yeah, I get you. I totally get you.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is with these things is like I submitted a big audition for a role in Girls Five Ever. Do you know that show?
No.
With Sarah Bareilles and Renee Elise Goldsberry. It's really funny.
No, I
it's
have
very
no idea.
gay. That's why it's like a very gay show. It was on Peacock and then it moved to Netflix. But I had an audition for that, and it was supposed to be like a not a regular, but like a recurring.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 3 pages of dialogue. I fucking nailed it. I know, like when I submitted it, I was like, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Because when I taped with people, and the 2 people I taped with, they were like, you're gonna get this.
This is good, yeah.
And then and then obviously I didn't get it. And then I watched the show, and then like the person that got the role was like the director's best friend. And I was like, then why even audition people? Like, why are you, that's where I get annoyed with these audition processes. It's like, if you're just gonna hire a friend, why are you wasting all these people's time and money? If you already know who you're gonna hire, I know because what the network does is, yeah, we know we're gonna hire this person, but we still have to do the audition process because
You never know.
because
Just in case.
the problem is the casting department, it is their job.
Well, yeah. And
That
that's the
thing is
too.
their job as the casting department, that's why they're hired, is to audition every single role that comes in. So they have to do their due process, but when it's like the directors and the producers have already picked somebody, they can't not do the process, they have to do whatever, but it's like, don't fucking make me do it at all then. I don't give a fuck if you hire someone's nephew. Hire the nephew and call it a day. Don't waste my money. Because you know what the thing is those things are money.
Don't make me do this 7 times.
A lot of people don't, because I can do self-tapes in my apartment really easily. I can just
Yeah.
move the bed and the wall is white, and then
Yep.
I'm done. Easy. It's just like, and the framing is perfect. But other actors that don't have that luxury have to rent self-tape rooms. And if you have to rent a self-tape room like once or twice a week, that's like, 50, 60, $100 that goes out of your wallet
Yeah.
just to do these self-tapes when someone's fucking niece is going to get the part. It's annoying, and it's
It
a
really-
waste of time.
It really is annoying, and not only that, it's like casting directors like don't get enough credit because they're doing everything, literally everything, and it's like they're also supposed to guide the director into like obviously okay, like they get everyone in, here's the pile. And then they really say, like, they push for certain people depending on, like, certain roles.
Yeah.
And they're like, we do believe X, Y, and Z are good fits. Like, take a look at this, Or sometimes directors will come back and be like, I need to see more.
Yeah.
And now they're, like, casting this, this net that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
When they're like, we're guiding you into what makes sense for this role. And now you're making us do more work.
Right.
Only to come back at the end and be like, oh, yeah, all of those don't count.
Right.
I'm just going with this one person, which is my best friend.
It's
And
annoying.
it's like, just say cast for the other roles except for this and be done with it.
Right, but
Casting directors don't wanna do all
They can't
that.
like probably legally do that, and that's why they don't do it. But it's also like, don't waste people's time.
Don't waste people's time.
And money, specifically their money. Stop wasting these
Find
people's
20
money.
people, look at it, tell them no, and then go cast your friend.
Yeah, exactly. Done. Donezo.
Can I be your friend?
Can I be your? Can you hire me? Though? I'm so hot and fun.
I just want to have my own show, so I can cast the people that I freaking want. If only.
Would you cast me or would you cast your other guy?
I was about to say something and then I paused because I was like, I'm waiting for Gus to say something smart. You already have the role.
Thank you.
You already have the role.
Thank you.
Because you're so beautiful and
Thank you.
talented and so self-aware as a creator.
Thank you.
You would be a delight to have on set.
Actually, yeah.
You might be a little loud.
Loud. That's why I don't. That's why I AD.
But that's why I will have I'll be like, Gus, shut up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's why when in college I was like top AD of NYU. I AD'd everything. It was assistant director. Assistant director is the guy.
Yeah. We have to break that
Assistant
down.
director is the guy who makes the schedule, keeps the day going, and is the guy who sends out the call sheets. So he's basically in charge of the crew.
And,
And
he
like
gets yelled
making
at by the director.
and what?
He gets yelled at by the director.
Well, not on my sets. On my sets, the director got yelled at by me. But whatever. That's different. I would be like, hey, we've reached 12 hours, so we're done. I actually had like a reputation of like never going over 12 hours.
Unlike me with my opening sets for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Christina, 12 hours later. Hello. Okay, and now we've started the character portion of the show. The stand-up portion is over, and now it's the character portion where I will be doing 5 to 6 characters, maybe 7 if I come up with one on the spot.
Someone goes to me, they're like, yeah, you should do like a 7-minute bit, and like if you want to bring up a character, I'm like, 7-minute bit of me doing just comedy and then a character. I was like, there's no way that's gonna fit in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, 7 minutes.
You
I'm
need
just
at least
introducing
half an
myself.
hour. Yeah. You need the world building of the character is going to be half an hour. Yeah, just you telling us who the character is
You
another
need to
hour.
understand me as the protagonist first.
No, for fucking sure.
Oh,
That is
God.
so funny. By the way, I met somebody because I went to Philly last weekend and I headlined Punchline and it was a really fun show. And I met someone after who came to the Evangelia show that we did at Bowery
Oh, that's so
Ballroom.
fun.
And she saw our dance and she said, and because I love Greek people, because this is how I have stayed, I think, good at stand-up, I'll tell you, is because people are like, oh, because typically when you gather a following on Instagram or TikTok and you perform and you sell tickets and you perform for those people, it's so the reputation is that it's so easy to perform because they're fans of you and they've come out to see you and they don't care about what you say. They're just gonna laugh at everything you
They wanna
say
have fun with
and they
you.
just want to have a good time. Greek people are not like that at all. Like, Greek people will straight up humble you if they need to. Like, Greek people will tell you what they think is funny and what you should be doing wrong. Like, what you are doing
they're
wrong.
gonna give their notes as to like, if it was me, I would have paid a little more attention to this, but it was good.
Like,
Bravo.
literally, especially because doing those Greek churches, I did a Greek churches for like a year and a half.
You just have a bunch of grandmas coming up to you.
And for, and that for the most part, I would say like 80% of those rooms were pretty much like people who knew who I was, were either a fan of me, were familiar, and were like on board, or knew exactly what to expect, right? 20% were these people's husbands. Do you know what I mean? These old men that had no clue, that are just members of the church. So in these Greek churches, like, it was like, I would get this feedback. You know what I mean? They would just straight up be like, oh yeah. So I meet someone after the Evangelia show and she's like, oh, I loved what you guys did, but I just think that, and I was like, here we go. Greek people telling you giving me notes right now. Do you know what I mean?
just think that.
Even on stage, like, there's bits that I do, and it's like, I know, it's like, sometimes I'm like, all right, let's see if the Greeks like this one, and they're like, hard no. And I'm like, see, you really, as me as a headliner, I can't get away with everything. Okay, my audience and my fans and people that come out to see me are gonna be real with me, which I appreciate, but also give me a fucking break
can you
sometimes.
relax? I'm working something out
I'm
over
working
here.
some stuff out. But she goes to me, she goes, you guys were great, but the only thing is that I just wish the dance was a little longer.
Oh, that's a good point.
And but I said to her, I was like, no, girl, like, we really added the dance that day. Like, we weren't kidding on stage when we said, like, oh, we were gonna do the dance, then we didn't, and then we did it, and we added it in last minute. That really happened.
That really happened.
That was the
not...
truth. Like, we rehearsed that dance like 1 or 2 times on the sidewalk before I told her, and then we just like did it and hoped for the best. And she was like, oh, okay, well then in that case, never mind. She was like, never mind. But I was like, I cannot believe I'm getting feedback on like a fucking like opening live
On
podcast.
an opening live podcast, which it's like everyone there was like so saucy too. They were having a great time.
So saucy. I know, but that's the thing about Greeks. They will tell you.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that.
I'd rather have that than not, honestly.
No, I totally get, because there's even some videos that I posted where some of the people that love me are like, yeah, I didn't really have this. And I was like, that's good. All right.
fine.
This is learning. We're learning. That's good. Don't keep me humble, baby. Keep me humble.
Keep me on my toes.
Keep me on my toes. I love it. Yeah, no, she straight up was like, but.
That's funny. That's good.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up soon. You guys are so fun.
I love this.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Another Celsius? You love Celsius.
I love Celsius. Sponsor us, please.
Okay.
I love Celsius.
Sponsor. Yeah, don't.
Damn
yeah,
it, we were almost
yeah.
there.
Instead of promoting Celsius, maybe you should promote our podcast.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, chat with us.
Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like about the podcast, because I know you'll do that too.
Clearly you have some opinions. Which I do see a lot of people are like, can you speak more in Greek?
Yes, but I
that's-
also want to make sure that we translate all that in case there's someone that doesn't
Yes.
speak Greek at all, or in
Because-
case it's someone that doesn't know Greek that is learning Greek. That
Yeah.
it'll be helpful for them.
Because welcome to the neighborhood. Everybody's invited.
Everybody's invited to the cookout.
Everybody.
Everyone's invited to the barbecue.
Si, prosperida.
To the Corosparida. Everyone is invited to the block party.
Every immigrant, every New Yorker,
Everybody is invited.
except Staten Island.
Except them. They're terrible people.
So your brothers are not coming.
No. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
All right. Enjoy your day, guys.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?